Hi, Miss Kappa's second grade class. Today we're going to be continuing our unit on poems. So far we have worked on rhyming poems and we've worked on our haiku poems from the garden this week. So now we're going to work on alliteration poems. An alliteration poem is like a tongue twister. What you do is you focus on one beginning sound and you use it as many times as possible. Let me read you some examples. See if you can guess what letter they chose for their alliteration poem. Betty Botter bought some butter, but, she said, the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter better than her bitter butter, and she put it in her batter, and the batter was not bitter. So it was better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. If you guess the letter B, that was the letter that they chose for the alliteration poem. And if you notice, they didn't use it for every single word, because that would be very difficult. So listen to another example and see if you can guess this letter. Silly Sally swiftly shooed 7 silly sheep. The 7 silly sheep silly Sally shooed, shilly-shallied south. These sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack. Sheep should sleep in a shed. If you guess the letter S, thumbs up, because that was the letter that they chose. They use that letter quite a few times compared to Betty Botter. Now this is going to be a challenge one because they don't use it as much as the last alliteration poem. A tree toad loved a she toad who lived up in a tree. He was a two-toed tree toad, but a three-toed toad was she. The two-toed tree toad tried to win the three-toed she toad's heart, for the two-toed tree toad loved the ground that the three-toed tree toad trod. But the two-toed tree toad tried in vain, he couldn't please her whim. From her tree-toed bower, with her three-toed power, that she toad vetoed him. So, if you had guessed the letter T for this alliteration poem, you are correct. Now, what I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to get to choose a letter, and I want you to spend tonight's homework creating your own alliteration poem. I expect it to be at least 5 lines, 5 lines long, with at least 5 words on each line. So tomorrow when we come to class, we'll all get to read ours, and I will bring my own in. If you have any other questions, post it on the blog. Your parents know where my website is, and I look forward to reading your great alliteration poems tomorrow in class.